Newbee, it's ease of execution, and the checkpoints they have to hit to have a good mid game are much lower.
So before this game kind of get on the way, I do want to talk about Medusa in terms of his item build, because we're all very familiar with the traditional Medusa going into late game and just outright clicks, out carries your enemy lineup. But recently, from the LGD squad, Maybe has been playing some next level Medusa, going for the Lincoln's Manta Ags build into a Hex. Remember that game that we cast in MDL?
Yeah,
the utility Medusa build.
The Ags has been all the rage, I would say, with the Chinese Medusa players, and we've seen a couple different teams do that build, I want to say.
Yeah.
Maybe probably the most successful of them. But yeah, I think the Ags is super legit.
So I wonder if we're going to see something like that, because the Ags in particular makes you very tanky, but also the stone, it turns them into stone briefly, and then allowing your team to actually get off all of them extra right clicks and stuff.
There were quite a few cases where, like, I think it was even a Medusa versus a Void, where like the Void would go into Chrono, and then he gets hit by that initial snake, he gets turned to stone. Right as the Chrono gets dropped, they don't quite kill the Medusa, or she gets off the stone gaze when they Chrono, then that's wasted, and then you're trying to run, and this obnoxious snake keeps on hitting you, briefly turn you into stone, and you have a Drow, right? So like a lot of those games, in fact, all of them, I don't even think there was a Drow with the Deuce. Just like a casual Deuce.
Can Aoi steal the rune?
Not a la carte Deuce. No, he will not be able to. Triple bounty rune grab for Newbee.
He's going to hit him a couple of times. Medusa, one of the slower moving heroes with the Orb of Venom. That's half his HP.
Great start for Aoi. Obviously would love to get a courier snipe, but Newbee seemed disciplined. We saw a lot of courier snipes in that MD. I don't know if teams were just playing a little sloppy. They forgot about how much others like. This is TI, and at least so far, disciplined.
Very rare to see bounty hunters not coming out with some sentries of their own. Generally, you see a sentry battle in the mid lane, but as he drops a sentry and Aoi knows there's nothing to do there anymore and heal. Basically, I think track the movement of Kaka for this game. He's going to make sure that Kaka does not help mid and give fodder the 1v1 that he wants.
So, Newbee are running a safe lane puck now. KP taking that up. Obviously, this will not be fun for Envy. They are running the off-lane Drow, so KP already hitting for almost 70 a pop. Aoi perhaps could change that, but Kaka's there to back him up, so this feels like a pretty tough Void game if this is the way the lanes are going to be set up. Already see Kaka applying that early pressure.
I'm surprised by the fact that Lich isn't on the bottom. Like, I think it's totally fine to run the Void in the off lane, but give him the help, right? So I imagine eventually Lich will make it down here, but
I guess you put the Lich down there, then I don't know, the Bat has a bad time maybe, but
yeah, I guess that is the real issue, right? One of the lanes is going to have a bad time.
I'd probably rather my Void have a good start than the Bat though, right? Because the Bat can catch up in the jungle, whereas for Void, that's not the easiest thing to do.
I think you could make an argument either way, because the Bat, to me, comes online a little bit faster to actually, let's say, kill Drow Ranger a couple times, slow down the push, so it comes down to what you think is more important.
So you're going to try to make a move here on Triple C momentarily, but he already has the Mana Shield. Harassment for now. Little kill potential here while the Deuce is relatively low. Poke him down to the critical threshold and then make that decisive move. Meanwhile, top Faith caught out. Could be in trouble here. This would be a big opportunity. He goes to the grave, but don't think he's getting out of this one. MSS on the verge of scoring a first blood and will secure it. Might trade his own life though with the tower hitting him on the way out, or might just get a trap kill as well. Mugi with 3 napalm stacks. He will end up falling in the end. I think the touch finishing him off there, maybe a attack. So, well, MSS dies. Faith, I think, respawned this time to get that
maybe.
Solo level.
Ooh, Burrow Strike. Kaka finds a kill on the courier.
Had a salve on it. He is now a sad man.
That is his salve, I imagine.
I would think.
Walk of shame back to the fountain. Correct.
Void not having a good time here. 8-3 in the CS department. Same time, neither is the Drow. Mugi's only 6-2. And mid lane is still going fine. So Cloud9 actually doing reasonably well in the CS department. But with these kills, or at least, and with the courier snipe, it's not the best start. Okay. So Lumi, looking at the two lineups, and we can maybe paint the bigger picture as far as strategy goes. How do you view each team's game plan, and like what are their key objectives and big forward?
Hold on, Highlight Eye might be in trouble. He turns around and straight up fights here. Aoi maybe in position to cut KP off. The orbs are available. And out he goes. Cloud9, I think, just off the laning stage, they want to get this bounty big enough where they can run around the map and kill people and prevent the push from happening. And Newbee wants to actually get a 5-man going. So to me, this game is about whether Newbee can 5-man and whether Cloud9 can repel it or prevent them from joining up in the first place. Because once SC gets his first item, once Drought gets the first item, it's really hard to fight into Newbee because of Stone Gaze and Coil and all that jazz.
UI unfortunately going to run right by a ward here with the DD rune up on a Triple C. A trombone for his HP, which is now pitiful territory. A little bit early to line up. But the other thing for Newbee, I guess, is like you maybe don't expect them to have the best laning stage early. It's just once the Drow gets levels and the Deuce levels up, all of a sudden it's just so much easier to farm and last hit and catch up.
They have a Drow, right? So their laning should be fine. In fact, I'm somewhat surprised that they're not getting as many CS. But now with the lane switch, Newbee should be pretty much hitting CS for free, and he is.
I generally see with these Deuce mid, sometimes they start off a little slow, but once they get to like level, you know, like around like that 8 to 15 minute mark is where they really start to ramp up the CS. Like the enemy will leave the gank, wants to sit there. The Drow obviously gets higher levels, which helps the Deuce. And then things go.
Yep. And as our TI production value was showing earlier, there are a couple Radiant stacks in the jungle that the Batrider hopefully could steal, but at the same time, Dusa will easily up eventually.
If only Bone 7 were here, he'd be farming. Well, maybe not at level 3, but yeah, with his BOTs.
Or Bone 322. So.
That's just.
I'm saying it like it is, you know. Or ancient stacking here, SC.
Yeah, it's just stack Dota for Newbee, really, right? I guess the big question is like, how much will Cloud9 be able to contest these? They have the bounty hunter can run around and leave some XP. You know, they have some ability to clear those stacks themselves. Not the best against aim. Will that be a priority for Cloud?
Now, one thing I do want to mention about Fada and the way that he plays Lina is fairly different from most other Lina players out there. Really loves taking the 125 cast range talent and going for the yields first. Generally, he finishes around 12, 13 minutes and just go off the mountain.
They're going to make the move here. Kaka burrow forward onto Envy. They do not have the level 6 in KP.
Yeah.
Surprised they tried to that without. I guess just harassment in the end, as Kaka will be scouted out by these pesky creeps, going to be forced away for the time being. We'll see, continue to stack up his Ancient. So, I mean, Lumi, you mentioned at the beginning of the series, Cloud9 is all about economy. Like, that's just their hallmark, their calling card as a Dota team. I feel like Newbee's in better position to play the economy game.
I agree. When you have those strong laning stages, have more opportunity to do stuff. MB's going to get silenced up, but he just jumps away. Ironic thing is that Cloud9 has a Lich. Like you should have the lanes more in your favor when you do have it, but looks like the Drow much more effective in this kind of more passive laning phase.
Maybe the Lich will prove kind of added value later on when the push really starts to ramp up with the Frost Armor. Will try to slow things down top, but KP and Kaka have gotten a nice wave going. There's not a whole lot of deep push for Cloud9. In fact, Twilight dies in danger. Envy doesn't have his Chrono yet. He's so damn close. He just needs a couple more creeps to get the level 6. And now, level 6 secured. He could drop the bubble. He will. In comes the Lina. This could be a two-hero takedown. Oh. Nicely played by Fauna. They will get both. Envy getting level 6 at exactly the right moment. And a noble sacrifice as Pilot Die throws himself into the bottomless pit. Greater good.
You know that's when Pilot, that's how he plays. He doesn't throw other into the pit, just himself.
If he could, he would have just cast Sacrifice on himself to give.
I believe Ali was able to snipe a quarter simultaneously in that fight, so good stuff here from Cloud9, catching back up. He is
But of course, that was Highlight Die's old claim to fame, was his consistent. Envy goes Mask of Madness. Now, Lumi, I know we cast a game earlier where we really liked the build because there was basically no physical damage.
right.
I think this is a different game in that regard.
For sure, there's a lot of physical damage coming out from the Drow, and that's so the rest of the team. But at the same time, we gotta judge Mask of Madness like a farming item, right? Just you don't turn it on when you're getting hit, but you can definitely turn it on when you're going through the jungle, and it will accelerate your farm tremendously.
This tower top is about to drop. Newbee looking for the dive. They want Highlight Die. He's not level 6 yet, so they can commit for this. Don't have to worry about that Chain Frost. They'll bring him down. KP orbing through as Kaka gets hounded by Envy on the retreat. Simultaneously, Faith being forced back. He's got the stick, doesn't have a TP. No exit plans for him. So the strategy will be run in and feed the tower instead. Kaka making it back to safety. No one else from Newbee looking to help them just yet. The Drow sitting bottom, the Deuce is sitting mid. And that is kind of the trick here for Newbee, is if it comes to a larger scale engagement, some of their heroes are just not online right now.
Won't be online for a while. Lina, I did mention that he loves to go for the cast range and Yule's build, but looks like he's going to go for the more standard Bloodstone build. He did that earlier today as well when they picked Lina for him. Although, catching on some part of the game, he was like 4 Bloodstone charge, so ultimately didn't work out too well for him in that game. Let's see if it goes a little bit better.
They're trying to steal this Ancient stack. This big. Gonna roast it with the Lina Batrider combo. Some easy early creep kills, and now the Napalm stacking up. Will there be a contest? I'm not sure Newbee realized this is happening, but at the same time, MFS can't really tank it. He drops low, burrowing in quickly. The Sand King is gonna die. The Snake comes through, and now the coil deployed. He's caught 2. Phase shift dodge, beautifully done by KP. Slaughter Spada now looking for AUI as well. They plop down the Sentry to get up the Poison Touch. Will he get out of range? It looks like he can. No dust, no more sentries. He's out of there.
That poison though, still ticking.
They steal about half the Ancients. We'll be okay, at least we're not less KP.
Stray rating
less
whiff.
KP.
Okay.
He tries for it. He's gonna have an orb soon. One more shot.
Owie?
He gives up. He felt completely fenced in. You know, almost every angle you could go, he would end up likely dying, or just spending hours getting back to base. So the dust settles. Newbee salvage it. They did lose a decent amount of their Ancient. I don't think that was too bad for them.
Cleverly laid trap on the bottom for Kaka. Kaka will get Nova. He will have Burrow Strike, and he bounces away from the Chain Frost. All right, Kaka. Good play. Interesting to see the Sand King has the Epicenter skilled up. Not something you commonly see, as most people are more worried, like, let's say, taking up a trip point in Caustic or even Sandstorm, but we'll have it available this game. Top lane, Coil has been dropped. Envy going for the kill here. Does he have enough damage?
Sure about that. Time Walk, or rather, orbing back. Envy now. Thank you, creeps here with the Mask of Madness active, and Faith is looking to punish with the Poison Touch. Level 1, but still some damage. Meanwhile, the chip continues. This has been really, like, to me, the true Newbee approach to this game, Lumi. It's like whenever there's a fight happening in one place in the map, the rest of the team just pushes elsewhere. SCCC slowly plugging away at mid. The same thing's been happening bottom all game, that tier 1 is down to 240 health. The top tower obviously was taken earlier, so it's kind of like hidden damage. You know, you see the kills, you see the courier snipes. That on, you know, on the surface is what's really happening, but the true game plan is unfolding off camera for them.
Kaka also off of Cloud9's camera for now. No, they got sentries. Very much so on camera. They got the track available as well. They're going to bring him down. Laguna Blade comes in. That is a 3-man track kill. The greed is online, for sure.
Yeah, this game, their greed is not just like hoping for farming time. You know, it's actually just going out and getting kills. So I think that's one area where it's much more sustainable greed. But at the same time, they do have a bit of a Deuce problem here. Already she is the leader in net worth after, to be honest, getting dumpstered a little bit by Fada early. SCCC is completely caught up, and this is what I was mentioning earlier. Like, I've seen this at least 4 or 5 times in the last couple of months, that Deuces who have a bad laning stage doesn't seem to matter. They always come back, and they do so Leader in CS, leader in net worth. Cloud9 don't have the best tools to kill a Deuce at this stage of the game. Maybe later on with the Diffusal Blade, a Manta, a Void. Try, but for now, pass.
Yep. I mean, ultimately though, they still have the Bat Rider. You could just kind of drag him into your team and just burst him down. Graves starts to become an issue.
Graves becomes an issue.
Stone
You say
Gaze.
burst, but oh, another Radiant Courier snipe. But
Is that 2 so far?
I think they've lost it twice. Cloud9's lost it. Tanking till they're
Yeah.
3 Courier snipes this.
Ali's effective, stealing runes, sniping couriers. This is kind of pretty much what you want from your bounty, unless you're also just tracking and getting a bunch of kills. Both gank up top. Envy, does he have the game sense?
Be tough. They're moving into position now. One Frost Arrow.
On the
Envy
mask
looks
and
to
run.
retreat. He might have to drop the Chrono. Oh, Burrow Strike coming through. Envy juking away.
Where did he go?
I think they know too. They scan, they reveal him. He's in the neighborhood, but Newbee gets scared as they realize more reinforcements could be coming in soon, so they're not going to force the issue further. Remember, some of this is just buying time for the Dusa, who's sitting in the jungle, farming happily away. KP, who doesn't have a blink yet. UI moves. Vinvis tucks himself out of vision of that ward nearby.
Yeah, he's already clicked on 2 of the heroes. There is no detections. Kaka does have dust though, so he's got to be super careful. Dusty's dead. Cancel the TP. Okay, he does cancel the TP. Here comes a Chrono, and he is gonna go for the kill. Envy does have enough damage this time.
Could have been a track kill, so small missed opportunity there. But still, TP canceled. Ralph picked off. That is a big win, and now it will be a track kill on Kaka as he gets scouted out, running towards the shrine and punished. Did not expect them to dive him that far. Vision, Kurt. Still, Dusa is farming, you know. Creeps. She'll be here all day. They are about to take their last outer tower, tier 1 down. And they still have all of their own. And I think, Lumi, the more I look at this game, that's my biggest question for Cloud9 is how will they be taking objectives? They are abysmal at pushing. Only Lina, who's any good and has no damage buffs of any kind.
I think Void's not bad because simply he will just pick up attack speed and just damage items. I think Cloud9 is going to be the team that pushes after a one team fight. I don't think they could just group up and push into Newbee, whereas Newbee has the ability to do both. So I think Cloud9 is more worried about winning fights rather than pushing out, because if you do win the fights, the push will come.
Faith went on a bit of a wording journey, thinking about it. Walking around with this Invis rune. He builds his own jungle, builds his own spike. So they're going to get these PNF ball. The top lane, Kaka does get caught out, and yep, Cloud9 will finish it off.
This is like the 3rd or 4th time they set up the same gank for Kaka, right? They just wait for him to finish his Sandstorm.
Probably the slowest blink I've ever seen from Kaka.
Yep.
Already, and you know, he doesn't
15 minutes is generally his standard time, which is pretty fast for any 4 position, but he gets it very reliably.
Maybe it's been banned so much against him lately that he's forgotten how to play.
I think it's more Cloud9 just setting up like super dedicated ganks time and time after again. So
we're gonna look for the Mugi pick here. Good silence. TP out. He'll make it away. Bottom of his Bloodstone now. Very good timing for him, and looking to apply the pressure. He'll push through at this bottom tier 1. Zeroing in on the first tower game. Something desperately need a little gaming. Like anyone's looking to defend this tower for now as the Dire Scan reveals KP. He jumps into the wave, then he blinks out and right into the waiting arm. So Mojo storms down.
Whoa.
Probably the Chrono almost got dragged out of it. Cloud9. But a heart attack the way they're playing, but kill.
Cloud9 keeping all their fans on a 50-50, you know. You just don't know. Aoi going for a bounty rune, sees a Drow Ranger and decides against it.
I'll take that.
I like to pick up here on Aoi with the Medallion Courage. Normally you see pretty common for Greaves, but with the Medallion gives them the ability to actually go for a Roshan sneak. Speaking of Roshan, it's actually Newbee going into it.
I mean, you know Chrono's on cooldown, right?
True.
You even know Lasso's unavailable for a minute, so why not? You're gonna coil here, commit to try to bring down Owie, force him to TP away, coil snap. Gonna be enough to finish him off. Meanwhile, Envy just farming up Ancients. This is a pretty quick Roshan. Of course, that double damage rune. That's Triple C, doesn't hurt. Crucial moment like this, there's a Chain Frost ready. Twilight Die getting warned back. We close in. Is there sort of steal potential here? MSS has the blink. They do have the track on a Triple C, and no real opportunity. Moogie gets the Aegis, so now 2 very difficult to do. But thought it was pushing from 0 towers to 2.
Even though that Newbee got the Aegis, it's not, to me, very clear whether that's a good trade for them. Cloud9, as we saw exhibiting in the last game, one thing that they're very good at is just split pushing and making Newbee go back repeatedly to defend. There can be a scenario where Newbee doesn't even get to use that Aegis in a manner that's beneficial to them.
What is the timeline here for Newbee, Lumi? Trying to set up on that Triple C. They're gonna make the move, lead a stun to start things off, quickly chewing through his Mana Shield.
It's not even close.
Only getting through the Mana Shield, and that's it. They do not even really scratch the HP, and now Fada's been caught out here. He's been coiled. Kaka moving into position. The stun's a bit early. Fada's in trouble. He's been up more than he can chew, and he's gonna pay with some Bloodstone charges. Dropping 4, down to 8. Zowie hides in the trees. Did not see out here while that was happening. Moogie rotate top to hold this tower. And I mean, that is, that is the conversation we're going to continue to have, is can they kill S-Triple-C? He continues to farm, continues to get beefier. Still a shallow grave to back him up in some of these fights. We'll have bonus armor, additional heals, time to time. Maybe if Envy gets farmed, could be different. But for now, we'll find this KP.
Chronosphere just for a puck. I guess for Cloud9, they're happy. Oh, Burrow Strike, allowing SC to TP out. Kaka's going to throw his life away. Can they get off a track? Bounty Hunter a little bit far away here, and that's going to be...
for that track, maybe?
I think they're literally waiting for the track. Hit him a couple of times, cancel that Blink Dagger, and Kaka smartly runs into the tower.
Saves his team about 400 gold there.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Only an MV team would be like, don't kill him, wait for the track.
I'm a little worried for Newbee at just how many kills they're giving up. Like, especially on these tempo controllers. Puck, no Yules yet. That's been delayed by some of his deaths. The Sandkeep Blink only now finally coming online. 5-6 minutes late. Could be problematic as the game continues. They're going to find an opportunity here. They lasso up Faith. Stone Gaze comes in, though, and that's going to force Cloud9 on their heels, but that's a big cooldown to commit. Maybe they still chase further. Wrapping around. Backstab, he's got the stick charges. But on the other side of the fight, 3-man coil. No one took combo with this. KP just buying time, I guess. Team to get in position, and ultimately the game revolves around the tower kills, and Newbee will grab that tier 2 top. So, happy for them.
Yeah, MV working on the tier 1 mid. Unfortunately, not enough damage to actually take it down.
That's my worry for Cloud9. They're just slow at pushing.
Yeah. To me, that was just a very good reaction from Team Newbee. Dust is going to clip Owie. He's found right now. He doesn't have a teleport score out. He's just dead.
Yeah, Burrow Strike coming through as Triple-C joining the fray, and Owie down. Take a freebie. Orb for the Dusa. Manta style en route. Drow with the DD, and that might push. This Aegis, though, is about to reach its expiration date, about a minute and a half remaining. So if Newbee want to go for that next tier 2, best do so now.
I mean, so far it didn't seem like they even need the Aegis, so...
I'm not feeling like the Frost Armor is doing all that much, Louis.
I mean, when there's a double damage Drow hitting for like close to 400.
It's also, no, it is a max ISR. Yeah, I don't know. On paper, it's a good counter to push strats, but...
I think counter is a very strong word. It slows things down.
Deterrent.
Yeah, it's not... Now when
soft
it's
counter.
Soft, yeah.
Soft
It checks
silky,
it a little bit.
Counter.
There you go.
Too silky.
Oh, Envy cancels his TP. They
Envy?
know he's here.
Pings coming out. The Radiant scan a bit deeper. Why must you do this to your fans?
Watch, Envy's gonna like walk into the next creep wave and start cutting it. That
Yeah.
would be an envy thing to do, wouldn't it?
Get their third courier snipe game.
Okay. I mean, the ward will see the courier flying in. Think he's gonna get baited?
That would be a classic.
Backdoor tier 1.
Radiant's
He's up on the high ground now. Pilot died there to break the smoke. I actually saw this now. Kanka jumping in with the blink dagger. Actually walks the wrong way, then comes back to find the burrow strike angle. As Mookie chasing forward, needs one more set of frost arrow auto attacks to get the kill. And meanwhile in the mid lane, Envy going for the tower backdoor. He's going to get clipped by a coil here. Quickly time walking away, but the chase is on now. The burrow strike comes through, but it's right as the Yule Scepter is with silence is there. And Envy's shenanigans get laid to rest. A death for him. Really, it was pretty... just didn't seem necessary to commit your one position to backdooring a tower.
So you know what happened there? Like, he saw Pi was being gone on, so I was like, okay, you know what? I'll trade Pi for a tower, right? So he went on the tier 1 tower. Fada took down the tier 1 top tower simultaneously, so they glyphed it once, and then they glyphed it again. Envy is like, what the hell? He's getting triggered. So basically, the towers survived for 10 seconds without any damage being taken. And
So you're saying that was really Fada's fault?
That's just how it happened. I want to point any fingers, but Envy getting debated by double glyph.
Well, if he wants to be efficient now, he can think about how to avoid that scenario next time. Death timer to be productive, you know. See Adusa continue to farm Lumi as Triple C up to 50k net worth. Now another 600 mana unlocked with that talent. More and more ridiculously hard to kill.
Looks
Scotty
like,
is not too far off.
SC is not a subscriber of the... I'll call that thought here. Last one up onto the cliff.
Chain Frost committed. Good Chrono follow-up. They do get the Dazzle kill, but it also means no Chrono available now. And coming back in 30, well, I thought it was a good follow-up. I thought they'd go for more, but damage to kill this Dusa. So all of a sudden, it looks like there's a high ground push coming, and I don't know if they can defend it without Chronosphere or Chain Frost.
Yeah. You know, when we finished the draft, we expected Cloud9 to be able to fight better alongside the Chronosphere, but it just doesn't seem like, in practice, that's what's happening.
I mean, you could see the idea of the Chrono, right? It keeps the team away so they can't help the Dazzle. It sets up for that next kill, but the problem is it was a Deuce. Yep. It's not a killable hero.
Oh, here comes the high ground.
Next Ultimate Orb, 2k HP, 1.7k mana. Effective HP, not quite over 9,000, but certainly getting there.
Burrow Strike finds him. Silence is going to be available. Envy tries to jump out. The Silence is about to end. Can he jump? He does. The coil also not snapping at the very tail end of it. They survive.
Newbee wasting precious seconds when they could just be hitting towers, now trying to get back to that Triple C out in front in this bottom lane. Not ready to break the base yet, but if they had Aegis there, they might have tried.
Can we revisit the Bounty Hunter pick real fast? How effective do you think it's been? He sniped the courier a couple times. He's given his team, a little bit of extra gold and vision, but...
Okay, so the idea of the Bounty Hunter is twofold, right? It's like the vision game and just kind of that like buying time for your team is probably the main reason why Cloud9 like it. Secondarily, can help shore up your income, track kills. The issue I see with it is mainly around the... Well, okay, so it's two things. First of all, Newbee won a 5-man, like you said, right? So
and Bounty's not good against that.
How useful is the vision when, like, you know where they are? They're all 5 marching down
hitting your buildings.
Hitting your buildings.
Yeah.
And the second thing is, when you're going for those pickoffs, you have a lot of long cooldowns, right? You have Chain Frost, you have Chrono. Those are like 2 of your big pick-off abilities that ideally you want to, especially the Chrono, that you want to use, and then as soon as you use them, you've just opened the door for them to go for that big push. So that's, I think, where I worry a little about the Bounty pick, and I'm not sure it fits that well, but I think also Cloud9 may have been anticipating, like, we've got Lich, we've now picked our Bounty, we're really good in the early game with Bounty, and all these roaming heroes for Aoi, like the tree you mentioned earlier, we're going to win the lanes, and then we're going to be able to just constantly keep them down in the mid game.
Right.
And I just, obviously that part of it never happened.
I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think Treant being played the exact same way by AUI would just do better. Like the living armor in particular is going to help him out quite a bit. Having an extra AoE ultimate wouldn't hurt, helping out Chain Frost and all that jazz. But this bounty to me looks a little stranded. In fact, he is very stranded as Roshan is being done by Newbee, relatively just for free.
Normally you see a lineup with Batrider Void, and it's like, this is a great lineup to take fights at the pit. All the cooldowns are ready, but
Kaka?
not the case, as they did smoke from the Roche pit and set up shop in the bottom lane. The TP rotation from KP forces out the seppuku from Fada. Bloodstone deny, but now down to only 6 charges. Roshan already claimed, Aegis went to SCCC. Now the death push might be coming.
Yeah, this time it's going to be Dusa with the Aegis. She sits in the front.
And the Scotty, it's almost ready.
Yeah. You pretty much have to drag her into the tier 4s and have Lina alive to burst him down. That's just the first life. I have no idea how the hell Cloud9 is going to kill my second life.
Just feels like the Frost Armor is only delaying the inevitable right now, as CCC laying into this tower mid, confident up in the front lines, the team backing him up. Chrono will be ready, Glyph is now committed, all cooldowns available, and they're going to try to start the party with the big, deep lasso, but a coil ensures that SCCC can't get pulled too much farther, counters that initiation, then the puck goes in, feeds the track kill away. Really wanted to save SCCC. SCCC probably saying, like, I was fine, man, I'm Medusa with an Aegis. I have to worry so much about me, I got this, but...
Incidentally, I think killing the puck there did a lot more than going for the Dusa kill. Because the Dusa just laughed off that initiation.
I think even if the puck didn't coil there,
He was fine.
maybe he drops to half health. Maybe. And there's, remember, there's Grave. Like, they didn't go for the Dazzle. He's going to get that off. And then there's a second life, even if somehow. Yeah, in retrospect, probably KP shouldn't have forced that, but still Newbee at the Aegis, so they can still group up again and go for another push.
You see your carry being jumped on, you know, it's very understandable that he made the play that he did. It's not going to waste too much time, as he's going to be back alive right now. He's going to port to the Shrine, and the bottom push continues. I have no clue how Cloud9 is going to be able to defend. I guess their best bet is to wait out the Aegis.
How do you feel about Envy's choice to go back for a Blink Dagger this game? The Void.
Because I think the obvious counterpoint is that they are already lacking in damage. And even if you get a good Chronosphere, I'm not sure whether that's enough.
I guess the way I'm looking at it is, like, is there even an opportunity to get a good one? Going in the front, it's going to be Dusa way in front of the team, right? So you almost have to backstab them. Maybe if he smokes. Maybe
that's the plan, right? You backstab, you look for a 4-man Chrono in the back and just win. The problem is, you might be able to jump past SC, the rest of the team can't. So,
yeah, you get this perfect Chrono, and then Lich, like,
and then SC just ults.
He phase boots in to get off his Chain Frog.
Alright, here we go. They jump him in into the tier 4. Coil happens again.
I feel like we already saw this movie, but this time the puck's not committing. Yeah. Back away, SCCC loses maybe 10% of his health and mana. 1 range racks down, melee racks next on the list, but they are going to need this creep wave, which is not much lane. He's not taking damage, Newbee. Suddenly he's got another 2,000 gold. He's well on his way into the Eagle Song. That halfway to the butterfly. Try to nuke him a little.
He just doesn't care. He's standing in the front.
Fada is giving this everything he's got. You know, he's got the max fiery soul stacks up right now. He took the plus 50 damage talent. It just tickles. As MSS jumps in, but he got stunned. The Chrono's now committed. They go for that pesky Drow Ranger, but even she's tanky. She's got cheese. She's got Grave. She's not going to die. And now SCCC tries to turn the tides here. He is going to unleash his ultimate. They will get still the Sand King kill gem scooped up, but the push keeps on going. Chrono is now down. For Newbee, they're fine if there's no big ultimates ready. They hit harder. They have the physical damage, so they don't care about not having this Deuce ult. They will take the melee. They
need to catch people now, right now. Maybe wait for SC's Aegis to trigger. No, Fata's getting hit really hard. He gets forced into the Dusa. Not that way, Fata. He's going to go down. He will die. 60 seconds despite having the Bloodstone. Coil hits on 2 on the back line here. Pylai died. Pylai dead. As MSS, that's his buyback. So if he dies, he's going to be out for a while. Envy on the back line jumps away, but that's all of his escape. Envy's gonna go down eventually as well.
Another one bites the dust. Cloud9 about to go 0-4 to open the group stage here. Newbee steamrolling them again. It's just been a simple game plan of push. Game 1 was a faster tempo, but it's been the same strategy, and Cloud9 seem totally unprepared to deal with this type of 5-man and this type of tower pressure.
Yeah, I don't want to take anything away from Newbee. Obviously, they've been playing very solid, but to me, this is Cloud9 not living up to their potential. It's not the Cloud9 that, you know, took the #1 seed in the NA qualifiers. Something's got to change very quickly.
Or maybe it is, and NA Dota is just not in a great place right now. Philo died, meanwhile about to go down. Kaka will get that pick. MSS did find the lasso opportunity, but will the follow-up be there? They try to bring down Newbee. They will successfully do so. Still though, KP, Dusa sitting around, having a party. They're going to focus on this melee racks. They'll bring that down as well. 3 melee racks down. Mega creeps on the horizon. Cloud9 some flailing buybacks, but oh, by the way, she's got a butterfly. It hasn't even arrived yet. That's CCC. Even without it, I don't think he dies, and certainly with it, there's no chance. A courier snipe is really what they need right now to have a chance, but bash after bash, Envy can only get him down to half, and he just mantis it off, shrugs his way out of that damage, and on to the mega creeps. Cloud9 has been completely dismantled here. The butterfly did arrive in the midst of this fight, and he keeps on dishing out the damage. Just CCC, just an unstoppable tower in this fight. They finally will finish him, it looks like.
Oh my god.
Almost killed their whole team.
What, KP? KP going in? Does he see Aoi? Ooh, all right, Aoi's dead.
Oh.
He's got the gem.
Salt
obviously.
in the wound.
And waning rift. Okay, it's right click, coil. I think Envy might just die here. Envy. Okay.
There's an orb. There's an orb. Oh.
How did you miss?
Envy with that fancy footwork.
Envy just stood there. That is the most fancy footwork I've seen.
Unfortunately, the buildings don't have fancy footwork options, so they're just dying. Creeps are quickly massacring them. I rate the comeback percentage opportunity here, Lumi, at about 0.00001%.
Sounds about right.
The worst late game, very mediocre D push. The hardest carry is by far the most farmed hero, almost 8k net worth ahead. Or sorry, more like 6k net worth ahead of your carry.
But you got a Lich. You got Frost Armor.
You got a dead Fada. It's caught out. Maybe not dead just yet, though. The team doesn't want to fully commit on this because Envy's gotten into the backlines. He's proving quite the problem here. Perhaps Newbee also feeling like I am that this game is won. We can't
track him first.
This
there you go.
This is unlosable. But there is a bounty hunter, so careful. I mean, you know, tier 4s are dying. Tier 4s are dying.
Tier 4 is but yet another building. That's fine.
This is all tactical.
Yep.
Part of grand strategy for Newbee. Let them chase our heroes, and well, we'll just kill your buildings. It is, I mean, honestly, it's pretty clear that this has to be completely thrown. I don't really see that happening with the Stone Gaze. Cloud9 trying for an opportunity here on the Drow, but they're going to get punished by the Stone Gaze. Now they jump forward. KP looking to finish off Fada. He'll do so successfully now. The silence on Envy. He manages to get that Blink Dagger off, retreat. Now Aoi on the run as well. He's been silenced up. Slows come through, and Cloud9 decide it is indeed checkmate, an exposed throne. Creeps wailing away at it. They've given up Megas. They've dropped their 4th game. They now have to, you know, have a meeting of the minds. What is Stanton going to have up his sleeve to get things back on track? I think he needs 5 sleeves right now. I don't know if one's going to be enough.